So, long time ago, I said you could do a better version of Chase HQ than what was released for the C64 in BASIC. Now, I was actually talking about Laser BASIC when I made those comments, but I was watching the Spectrum version, which is faster than the Amstrad version, although obviously don't look as good. Although the graphics for whoever did the trees on the Amstrad version, they look a bit spastic, to be honest, but hey, let's not get into that. You know how easy it is to make Amstrad owners cry, for fuck's sake. Say one bad word about a single game and he's like, oh, I'm not watching Mad Commodore anymore. No. So, from what I can work out, the Spectrum version dips between 5 frames per second down to something as low as 1 frame per second, possibly 2. So you know exactly now I tried to do something quite a few times to fake the checkerboard fake rasters on the Spectrum, and the Amstrad version does the same thing. They throw away a hell of a lot of CPU time drawing that shit. Are there any games on the Spectrum that have rasters? I know demos do have them, so let's set our colours up. That don't look right to me. Maybe it's 9. Actually, it might be 8. I'm looking for orange, yeah. And right, so first thing is on the Spectrum, you love them colours, mate. Zoom it out a bit. On the Spectrum, you have you have light and dark turquoise for the sky, and just one single yellow for the road. Anyway, my idea was, could you do something like Chase HQ, the Spectrum version, on the VIC-20? Because I'm not convinced that owning a 16K Spectrum in 1982 was better than owning a VIC-20. I'm not sure of that at all, especially if you figure in the great cartridge games for the VIC-20, like Star Battle, Jelly Monsters, Golf is not bad. There's a few others. Pole Position is pretty good. Come on. I feel like Kurt Russell in The Thing when he can't get the fucking flamethrower lit. Or is it Keith David? But yeah, the VIC-20 is only 22 columns. Can't remember how many rows it is, but you could find that out easy enough. But yeah, that's your first problem, because you can't actually do that in character-based modes on the C64. Or can you? I'm going to show you how we're going to get around that little problem. So let's clear the screen. Let's set the thing to my favourite colour, which is turquoise. And here you go. Right, so you're going to do... actually, this is going to be the... I can't even see that. 53281, 0. There you go. So this is how you do it. You do reverse characters. I don't know if that's 22 yet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, pretty close. 22. There you go. So I do it like this. Now we don't actually have 2 shades of turquoise on the C64, but you do on the VIC-20, I believe. VIC-20 doesn't have the grayscales, so there's extra colours. Grey is not a colour. I know what I mean, mate. So basically, But you're going to end up doing stuff like this. Now, I shouldn't really write it on the C64, but seeing as I haven't even got a file browser for the SD to IC for the VIC-20 yet. But I did find the one of the switchable RAM packs for the VIC-20, so although I don't know if it's going to pop up as a 16K, 3K or 8K. The Fox, I believe it is, switchable RAM pack. So here you go. If you do all your colours like reverse like this, you're going to have to do user-defined graphics anyway for the car. I did some fantastic two-sprite monochrome versions of the arcade. They look much better than what's on the Spectrum version. Did Chase HQ come out for the MSX? It's going to look a bit weird on the C64, but really I'd have to write it on the VIC-20. But it's going to be exactly the same code. So, yeah, apart from like the color codes you put for like for dark cyan and things like that. Plus, I have to really sit down with a VIC-20. It's not the kind of thing you can do on Vice because the PETSCI graphics on the keys. Finding them is fucking impossible using like a PC keyboard on Vice. That's really the only reason why it's worth having the C64 full size if you do programming and you're allergic to CRT screens. Anyway, because we've got reverse on, okay, it's the Commodore key, I think. And it's the one next to that. So that's your first raster. And then like when it gets down to here, it will have to be like a full size one, because they do get thicker as they get down the road. And then you'd have like, you know, two, yeah, you know. Well, actually you could have 1.5. So yeah, there's not enough room really. Hang on a minute. So you can do 1.5 like that, and next one will be 2. Yeah, it's not quite right, but you get the idea. The so-called, you know, raster bars get thicker as you go down. So there you go. So that's problem 1 sorted. And you can have stuff in the top if you want. Let's do some. Actually, we need to be in cyan, I believe is 4. No, there's your mountings. Stuff like that, basically. Now obviously you'd redefine those to look more mountainy, but you get the idea. I think you could have them as solid shapes, but I can't remember which key is on there. It's a bit dark in here at the moment. So if he's 22, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're going to be longer. Oh, have to be careful. We'll get there in the end. Yeah, that kind of works. And you can do yeah, it don't really work because I haven't really worked it out properly. So suppose if you delete all of these. Well, this is just a rough draft just to show you what you could do. So it'd be similar to the Sega Master System version of Chase HQ. There's no hills. It's just a straight road on a flat earth like pole position. God damn it, one of these has got to work. This one's got more in it. So that's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it'd be like this really. So you just have to replicate everything again. Now it looks shit because there's no pulse sprite. So okay, so there's this one. Kind of memorised where these are offhand actually. Yeah, so there's this one. Wrong. So that's what it looked like, and these would move down, which I'm going to do the same way I do the horizontal scrolling. And obviously the gameplay is going to be the same, except it'll be paddle controller based. So that's another thing I have to look up. Bloody roll up. Got to be careful with that if you've got a beard. So yeah, you get the idea. I make these scroll left and right because that's such a small amount, and you got to do the fake rasters. So what you got to do is set all these up in print statements with the cursor controls to move them so many down. So there's not going to be that many because you can have that position there and then that position there and that one blank. And then by the time you get here, you probably want to make them like full thickness, like a whole character, and then that one there, and then another one there, and then this one could be a full one. See, the problem is you've only got that one there, which is half that way round. You haven't got the opposite of that. So, but still, it'd be faster than 1 frame per second. So, no, really. Getting good looking sprites for cars. Well, not sprites, user defined graphics. It's going to be quite difficult. So, but I'm going to guess you could do something with like, well, on the Spectrum one, they're quite funny shapes. So they're sort of like this. Yeah, where's the top business? There we go. There you go. So, yeah, these ain't gonna look like this though. So remember that. It's just like to get a scale. Yeah, that's too much really. Actually, that's not going to work anyway. I don't know what's going on there. Probably because it's black on black, isn't it? It needs to be yellow. Yeah, you get the idea in it. can't see the bloody things at the moment, so I know roughly where they are. No, it's not the one I wanted really. I wanted a thicker one than that. That's the wrong way around anyway. Yeah, well, let's see. Square brackets work for me. So you get the idea. So that's about the size of your character. So you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cursor down and cursor back. 5 is 11, another 5, 60. Yeah, it should be fast enough. Obviously it's going to look ugly when they overlap because it's not bitmap graphics, but I reckon you could do it. I reckon you could do a half decent Chase HQ in BASIC on the VIC-20 because the screen is so small and the print statements are so fast. I reckon you could do it actually. If you use a paddle controller, it's easier to check actually. Yeah, I reckon it's perfectly possible. And you could scroll the mountains if you wanted to simulate going left and right, but I mean, you just have to do a load of user-defined graphics for like the road to curve up. So and you'd only do like this much of the road curving up, so you don't really want to do that. No, that was no good. Trouble is there's no bloody undo button on this shit. Yeah, there's no... You'd have to do a user-defined graphic that's basically half that angle so it would connect. So you'd have to like do user-defined graphics for the Kirby bit. So, well, you get the idea. Yeah, it looks shit because there's no user-defined graphics, but like I say, you're going to do that maybe 5 positions for like straight up and then slightly left, all the way left, slightly right, all the way right. Because your car never actually goes any higher than that, you don't actually have to check anything apart from whether you hit like the bits there. So you could do all sorts of user-defined graphics for different things, but I might do like a Petsky version just to prove how fast it would be. Because whether you use Petsky graphics or user-defined graphics doesn't really make any difference. So it's just a matter of playing about with, you know, graphics, but it's a real pain in the arse doing user-defined graphics. I'll have to like download like some issues of Input magazine and see what they're doing with the listings, because they definitely had one for user-defined graphics. I think one was a dragon and one was a tank and one was a frog that jumped. So yeah, I mean, I reckon it'd be really fast. So something to do. Yeah, there's no way I can really replicate the look with Petsky graphics because the diagonals don't really work. These things. I suppose if you got rid of them. But you're going to have to put them in anyway, so... Just have another car as well. So basically what you do is where you've got spaces here, you just have cursor commands. So yeah, actually, and so when you draw the cars, you draw the track first, and then you draw the cars over it. Well, there's only going to be like 1 or 2 cars. Let's say 2 cars, and yeah, they're going to be quite small up here. Probably like, you know, I'm going to say 3 by 3. Yeah, it'd be a tight squeeze for the VIC-20 screen because it's only 22 columns. I don't really want to get into like expanding the width for the columns and all that. I'd be interested to see how much of the game I could fit into like 3.5K. Because you could do a 2-part loader where you set up all the user-defined graphics, all the code for that and everything. And literally then you just load the game and the user-defined graphics are still going to be done. And the game will run, and you get to release all the memory used for the program code to do the user-defined graphics. I think 3.5K for a simple racing game, probably is enough actually. Yeah, there won't be any status displays or anything, but yeah, I reckon it's perfectly doable in BASIC.